Hello, this is Chad Middleton from Vision Counseling and Vocational Consulting. We are vocational experts. We help by providing medical vocational evidence to support your Social Security disability and TDIU claim. I want to come on to say for this post that when you're filing for disability, you have to have evidence. You can't just feel that you can't work. You have to have evidence to support that you can't work. Medical doctors provide opinions about your ability to do certain activities. You have problems with heavy lifting. You have problems with working around people and loud noises. But what vocational experts do is we take these symptoms and we apply them to work. Okay, and the results of a vocational evaluation can determine what types of work can you do or if you can work at all. So the question I want to ask, and this the question that I want to ask is why apply for a TDIU without a vocational evaluation? Well, what you're doing is you're hoping that your medical condition is so severe that your doctors feel and the medical examiner at your CMP exam feel that there are no jobs that you can perform. However, these examiners are not vocational specialists. They are not work specialists. As a vocational expert, I am considered a work specialist. So much so that Social Security hires vocational experts in their Social Security hearings to identify potential jobs that you can perform if there are any. Okay, so if you're applying for TDIU benefits, you need one piece of evidence to support your claim for not being able to work, and that is a vocational evaluation report. You don't have to utilize me, but if you can find a vocational expert that can perform a comprehensive vocational evaluation, that evaluation can be used to determine what type of jobs you can perform. Now, we don't just base it on what you say. You have to have medical documentation to support the limitations that you have. We take those limitations and we translate it into jobs that require or don't require certain activities. Okay, not all jobs require standing for 6 hours. Okay, not all jobs require pushing and pulling constantly. All right, but if you have limitations in your ability to push and pull, you have limitations in your ability to stand or sit for prolonged periods, there still may be jobs out there that you can't perform. However, after a thorough vocational evaluation, if it is determined that there are no jobs that will allow for the limitations you have in conclusion or associated with your service-connected disabilities, then that evidence in and of itself can help support your TDIU claim. Why is that important? Well, we all know trying to get a straight up 100% rating from the VA is very difficult. You have to have condition on top of condition on top of condition and on top of condition, and you have to have medical documentation that supports the severity of your condition. Do you have to have a vocational evaluation? No, you do not. But from my experience, my over 12 years experience working with the VA, working as a contractor, as a vocational rehabilitation counselor, working as an employee as a vocational rehabilitation counselor, and these 12 to 13 years I've been working in the private sector, which is over 20 years of services, it's very difficult for you to get TDIU without it. Okay, so what do you want to do? What you want to do is have a vocational evaluation. There's no harm in having an assessment first. So what you want to do is pick up the phone, call us, and set up an initial consultation. During that consultation, I ask you questions. I have you fill out an intake form. I get some information about your limitations and how severe they are. Now, all limitations are not severe enough to limit you from working. For instance, if you have sleep apnea, it's severely disabling, but it's not going to eliminate all jobs, okay? If you have a lumbar condition, it is severely limiting, but it's not going to eliminate all jobs. But if you combine your limitations from your sleep apnea, your limitations from your lumbar, your limitations from your mental health condition, and you start adding those limitations and coming up with a vocational profile, what I'm looking at is what jobs are you able to do based on these disabilities. And if we can determine that there are no jobs you can perform because of the extent and severity of your conditions, then of course we do a comprehensive evaluation. We put that in writing, and that evidence has to be refuted by the VA. Okay. And this is where the VA has a difficult time denying you. If we say, vocational experts say, that you cannot work, the VA has to say, oh, yes, you can. And if they say, oh, yes, you can, the burden comes in with identifying, okay, tell me the job that this veteran, this person can perform. Okay. And it cannot be related to availability of work. It doesn't have to be related to how much money you make. If they can identify a potential job that will not aggravate your service-connected disabilities, of course, they can deny you. But the challenge of using a vocational evaluation report is we feel that there are no jobs that you can perform. Okay? So if you're going to apply for TDIU benefits, you need a vocational evaluation report that addresses your ability to work. All of your medical documentation, that's going to address the severity of your conditions. That's great. VA will still deny you because you don't have information to support you not being able to work. Yes, your PTSD is serious. Yes, your back is serious. Yes, you got ringing in the ears. That's serious. Yes, you have flat feet condition. That's serious. But still not saying that you can't do any work. All right. So when you add that trump card, I have these conditions, you've addressed my limitations. This vocational expert has also considered my limitations and has determined that there are no jobs in the national economy that can be performed with these limitations. Okay. That is what you want, and as a part of your evidence to support your TDIU claim. Okay. So, short video. We're here in South Carolina. We work with veterans all across the nation. You name it, we do it. Okay, we are there. All right, we will set up that initial consultation. You and I will talk personally, and we will talk about your education, your limitations, your evidence, your medical records, all of which you feel render you unemployable. Now, if we determine during the process, nah, it's not severe enough to stop you from working, we pump our brakes right there. All right. And then I give you some information about what you can do in order to prepare you to beyond that appointment. Okay, so you still get good, valuable information, and my information that I share is going to help you in some capacity. I'm sure it is. I can't tell you the number of people that I've talked to that felt like talking to me in this capacity with my experience helped them tremendously in knowing what steps they need to do going forward. Also, if you're working, you still can do a consultation, all right? Because we need to prepare for, okay, what happens if you lose this job? What happens if you quit this job? What happens if you retire from this job? Okay, so let's talk about that. Then we go into the evidence gathering process. This process can take the writing the report is from the date of the assessment to the time we give you the report is about 45 days. Okay, but you can start your process up on your own now go ahead and fill out your intent to file for TDIU. Go ahead and get on my record, on my calendar, so that we can have our one-on-one, and go ahead and start requesting your documentation that you're going to need for our assessment so that we can get this information in, and hopefully you can be 100% service connected TDIU P&T before December 2024 ends. Okay, before this ends. So we're here. We're available. My calendar for September is now open. You have an opportunity to sit down and talk with me. All right. If you're skeptical, I understand it. All right. I definitely understand. There's a lot of people out there doing some scamish type things, but we're licensed and we're certified and we have ethical standards. All right. We won't do anything that's going to jeopardize what we do for a living. All right. So if you are skeptical, but you still want to talk, it won't hurt to have an initial consultation. Do that first. And then from there, we can talk about how we move forward. Okay. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to be doing more videos. I want to talk about voc rehab, the VA benefit versus Chapter 30, the GI Bill, or Chapter 33, the new Montgomery GI Bill. I want to talk about that and give you guys some information about how this all works in a TDIU claim as well. So hopefully you'll be tuned into that so we can talk about that soon. But in the meantime, contact us. Our number is 803-563-5087. Call us no matter what time it is, even if it's 12 o'clock midnight on the West Coast. We'll get your information in on our voicemail. We'll give you a call and try to set up an initial consultation. Or you can email us at admin, ADMIN, at vcandvc.com. That's Vision Counseling and Vocational Consulting.com. You see it right there. Vision Counseling and Vocational Consulting.com. Or go visit us online. Check out the services that we provide. We provide mental health services. We do vocational evaluation, some kind of employment, guidance, placement, things like that. So get in contact with us. Having us on your side is going to be beneficial. And if you get denied, you can still consider coming back to us. And I'm saying if you get denied without utilizing us, still consider coming back, show us your denial letter, and we'll pick up from there and helping you try to overturn that denial. Okay? God bless you. Take care of yourself. I hope to talk with you soon. Thank you for your service to our country. I believe you deserve these benefits. Okay? You deserve them. So, but before you can get them, you gotta step to the free throw line. All right. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you're not taking the shot, you're absolutely going to miss. All right. The worst thing the VA can say is no. So let's give them a good reason to say no. But in my experience with this report, it's very likely that the VA is going to say yes. All right. Give you your benefits that you deserve, especially if you're not working, especially if your rating is over 70, 80, 90%, and you've had a hard time getting your 100%. All right. I didn't plan to talk this long. I always say that in every one of my videos. I didn't plan to talk this long, but I just wanted to get some information out there to you guys. I want to do some live broadcasts as well to talk about these benefits. But in the meantime, go ahead and set up your individual one-on-one, and I'll talk with you soon. Thank you very much.